May 14th, 1933, Volume 32. Little place of love that the soul has in her Creator, and little place that God has in the soul. How sanctity is formed by degrees of love. Seed that Jesus casts, how first he does the deeds, and then the words. I felt all immersed in the supreme Fiat, and repeating my round in it, as I united myself to its acts, so I felt its waves of love come, that pouring themselves over me, brought me the love of my Creator. Oh, how happy I felt feeling myself loved by God! I believe that there is no greater happiness, neither in heaven nor on earth, than that the creature occupies a place in the bosom of the Celestial Father, who makes his waves of love rise in order to love her. But while I felt under these waves, my sweet Jesus, visiting my little soul, all goodness, told me, "My blessed daughter, to go around in our acts that we have done, as much in creation as in redemption, for love of the creatures, makes new love rise from within our divine being, and invests she who unites herself with our divine acts. She, by uniting herself with our works, prepares the little place for us where to receive our waves of love. And as she receives them, she also loves us with new love, and forms her waves of love for her Creator, in a way that she has her little place of love in our divine being, and we have our place in the creature. You must know that true sanctity is formed by the degrees of love with which you have been loved by God. And this love the creature then takes possession of when she loves. When she receives his divine love and she loves, God disposes himself to love her with even more new love. To be loved by God with new love is the greatest act that God does toward the creature, and all the sanctity, the glory, is formed however many times she has been loved by God, and however many times she has loved him. Therefore you must know that our Supreme Being loves everyone, and always in a universal and general way. To this is added a special and direct love toward the one who, loving us, gives us her love. So if the creature has been loved by God with special love one time, 3, 10, 100, according to the number, she acquires so many degrees of sanctity and therefore of glory. See, therefore, going around in my will, uniting yourself to its acts, calls us to love you with special and new love. And God calls you in order to make himself loved with your new and special love. And God himself will be your witness, who will say to all, to heaven and to earth, "It is true, I have loved, but she has loved me." I can say that my love called hers, and hers called mine, to love each other. Therefore one who lives in our will places our love in safety, nor do we have the sorrow that there can be rejection. Rather, as a sign that she has received it, she responds to us by giving us her love. So I was thinking about the divine will, and 1,000 thoughts crowded in my mind of doubts, of anxieties, of certainties, of sighs, of wanting the divine will as primary life of my life. I wanted its sweet empire inside and outside of me. Now while I did this, always lovable Jesus added, "My little daughter of my volition, you must know that when I manifest a good, a truth, it is the most certain sign that I want to give that good, or the gift of one of my truths, as property of the creature. If this could not be, I would deceive her. I would mislead her. I would make her lose time with 1,000 useless desires, without the possession of the good that I have made known to her. I do not know how to deceive anyone, nor do useless things. Rather, first I decide to give that good, and then I manifest the nature of that good. And while I manifest it, already I place the seed in the depth of the soul, so that she starts to feel the beginning of the new life of the good that I have made known to her. And the succession of my manifestations that I made known to her serves to make the seed germinate, to bedew it, and to water it in order to form the complete life of the gift that I want to give her. And the sign that the soul has accepted and welcomed the new life of the gift that I want to give her is that I continue to manifest the different qualities, the beautiful prerogatives, the immense value that my gift possesses. And after I am certain that she already possesses the whole complete life of the gift that I want to give her, then I let her know my aims, the labors that I have done in her, and the gift that she already possesses. My wisdom is infinite. My industries of love are innumerable. First I do the deeds, and then the words that serve to teach the creature how to receive, conserve, and make use of the good that I have given her and made known to her. To give a good without making it known is as if one would want to give food to the dead, and I have never had anything to do with the dead, but with the living. To make it known and to not give it would be a joke, nor would it be a way of our divine nature. Therefore, if I have manifested to you so many truths about my divine will, it is because I want to give you the gift of its operating life in you. If this could not be, I would never have told you so much. My speaking alone is messenger and bearer and depository of the great gift of my divine will, not only to you, but to the whole entire world. Therefore be attentive, so that my seed is reduced to dust in you, even to changing into your nature. And then you will feel with deeds the good of my will reigning in your soul. Indeed, did I not do so with my celestial mother? First I formed her, I prepared her, I endowed her. I prepared the place, extended my heaven in the depth of her soul. I made her know so many things, and as she knew them, so it was made a gift. I could say, mother and son, we first did the deeds. When nothing lacked to my sanctity, to my divine decency, to the new heaven that came to inhabit the earth, then I manifested the secret to her, that I had already elected her for my mother. And as I manifested the secret, so she felt herself mother of her Creator. See, therefore, the necessity of manifesting what I want to make of the creature, so that God and the creature want the same thing, because my own incarnation did not happen before, but in the act itself of when she knew that I already wanted her for my mother, and she accepted to be it. Therefore great attention is needed when I make known a good that I want to make of the creature. She does not know my aims, where they end. I do not make everything known at the beginning, but I go little by little, manifesting and operating in order to reach the point where I want. And if she is not attentive and does not follow me, she can be left halfway on the way, and I will have the sorrow of not being able to give my gifts, and of not being able to complete my designs. May 14th, 1935, Volume 33. The one who does the divine will has no need of laws. The one who lives in it gives labor to everyone, to the Celestial Father, to the Celestial Mother, and to Jesus himself. I am in the arms of my adorable divine volition, although immersed in the sorrow of the privation of my blessed Jesus. The hours are centuries without him. What suffering, what continuous death without pity or mercy. Justly he punishes me because I have been too ungrateful and uncorresponding. But oh, please, my love, hide my miseries in your wounds. Cover me with your blood. I unite my sufferings to your sufferings so that they cry together, "Pity, pardon for this poor creature." But without you I cannot go on. But while I poured out my sorrow, my sweet Jesus moved to compassion for my long martyrdom, as lightning that flees, made me his brief little visit, and he told me, "My blessed daughter, courage, do not disturb yourself. My divine will gives everything into your power in a way that you can say, 'Everything is mine.' My sufferings, my wounds, my blood, everything is yours, such that you have no need of asking me for them, but can take them in order to make use of them for your needs. This is so true that in one in whom my divine will reigns, she has no need of laws, but feels in herself her nature changed into divine law, as she naturally feels the strength of the breath, of the heartbeat, so she feels the strength of the law as substantial part of her life. And since my law is law of love, of sanctity, of order, therefore she feels in herself the nature of love, of sanctity, of order. Where my will reigns, so much is its love, that it transforms into nature the goods that it wants to give to the creature, so that she is owner of them. No one can take them away. And I myself act as guardian of the gifts and nature granted to this creature. Sweet Jesus became silent, and my mind swam in the sea of the divine will. And in resuming his say, he added, "My daughter, you must know that one who lives in my will gives work to everyone. My celestial Father, seeing the creature in his divine volition, places himself around there in order to form the labor of his image and likeness. Even more, because finding his will in her, he finds the adaptable material that lends itself to receiving his labor in order to form the most beautiful image that resembles him. And oh, his contentment that by his labor he can produce his images. It gives labor to the Celestial Mother, because finding my divine will in the creature, she finds one who keeps her company, who receives her maternity as daughter. She finds one to whom to communicate her fecundity, her acts done in my volition. She finds one in whom she can make her model and her faithful copy. And oh, the contentment of this Celestial Mother, her diligent labor, her cares, her maternal attentions, so that she can act as true mother and can give her inheritance. And one being the will of the mother and of the daughter, she can make herself understood and place in common her graces, her love, her sanctity. In her labor she feels happy because she finds one who courts her, who is similar to her, and lives of her same divine will. The ones who live in it are her predilect daughters, her favorites, her secretaries. One can say that in virtue of my divine volition, they possess a powerful magnet that attracts the gazes of this Celestial Mother so much that she cannot remove her gaze from over them. And the great lady, in order to keep them secure, labors by placing around them her virtues, her sorrows, her love, and the very life of her Son. But this is not everything. Your Jesus, as I see that the soul has set aside her will in order to live of mine, I put myself to labor in order to form my members. My head is holy, and I feel the need of holy members in order to lean my head on, and so be able to communicate its virtue to them. And who can ever form holy members if not my will? Therefore my labor is incessant for one who lives in it. One can say that I place myself on watch, inside and outside of her, so that nothing enters there in order to interrupt my labor. And in order to form these members for me, I repeat the labor of conceiving again, in order to regenerate them. I am reborn in order to make them reborn. I cry, I suffer, I preach, I die, in order to communicate my vital and divine humors into these members, such that they remain fortified and divinized, worthy of my most holy head. And I have my contentment, that although I labor, yet I repeat my life, and I form the repeaters of it. But what thing would I not do and would I not give to one who lives in my will? It encloses me in the creature in order to make me labor, and make me form members worthy of my creative hands. And as the soul receives my labor, so I feel happy and reciprocated for the work of creation and redemption. Now the angels and saints, seeing the celestial Father, the sovereign Queen, and their King, all intent with laboring in this creature, they also want to help us in our labors. And lining up around this fortunate creature, they labor by defending her. They send the enemies far away. They free her from dangers and form walls of defense so that no one can molest her. See, therefore, how one who lives in my divine volition gives labor to everyone, and everyone occupies themselves with her. End of May 14th. Fiat.